So having just finished Xenosaga 2, knowing that we have a month of cool horror games, which are on your screen right now, coming up, let's set this new thing up. Just bear with me, I gotta update my ticker here. With a new title. Yeah. No surprises. We might as well get straight into it. Wow, this is slick. It's just a Xenosaga game I've never played. Oh, it has a character viewer. A summary of the first game? Oh, this could be really cool to go through. 20XX AD, a mysterious plate-like object was found at an archaeological dig around Lake Turkana, located in northern Kenya. The object named Zohar was responsible for the disappearance of lost Jerusalem, forcing mankind to escape into outer space. Also, the anime reign happened. It's a good time to recap, right? We're on to 3. Yeah, we're going straight in. Why not? 4,000 years later, actual time skip that happens in the game, the 117th Marine Division of the Galaxy Federation Army, with the space cruiser Woglinda as its flagship, was on a mission to investigate the disappearance of the planet Ariadne. The anti-Gnosis android Cosmos was deployed on the Woglinda in case of an attack by the mysterious enemy Gnosis. Shion Uzuki, the chief of Vector's first R&D division, and development members were also on board for Cosmos' startup experiments. Cosmos' startup experiment was conducted repeatedly while the fleet continued their investigation, but the experiments were not going smoothly and the unit was not ready for combat. Look at these characters. They look great. They look so much better than the second game. I mean, you know, the second game ones look good. They just... They don't have the pizzazz, you know? Not ready for combat. I pressed the button. It won't let me skippy now. I think it might have died. Okay. I don't think it likes this recap. That's all you get. That's a shame. Hang on a minute. Not much happened in the first game. Well, okay, we did all that shit. We did a bunch of Gnosis stuff. We went inside like a weird Gnosis thing and discovered that Cosmos was kind of sentient for some reason. I don't know. She's like some kind of angel. And Udu was a thing. And then the second game was like, oh, we did, you know, Udu Jr., Albedo's evil, blah, 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 planet-sized robot. Oh, you know what it is? My controller's stopped working. Right, let's try that again. Ah, no! I fucked up. There we go. I had to re-plug my controller for some reason. Right. Though frustrated with the failed experiment, she had also felt resistance to Cosmos, left to her by her dead lover Kevin, waking up as a weapon. Assistant Chief Alan Ridgely, who is in love with Shion, could only watch her silently. While investigating the area where the disappearance occurred, the Woglinde found an object thought to be the Zohar and stored it. Finished with the investigation, the fleet left the area. With the mission safely accomplished, the crew breathed a sigh of relief. Shion was attacked by the Gnosis that had infiltrated the ship. As she lost consciousness, she saw an image of the mysterious girl that called herself Nephilim. Shion was helpless and knew she would die, but Cosmos self-activated and saved her. As you do. Shion rendezvoused with Alan and Virgil after being saved by Cosmos and attempted to escape from the Woglinde. Cosmos defeated the numerous Gnosis that attacked them, but during the battle Cosmos shot and killed Captain Virgil along with the Gnosis in order to save Xion. Cosmos felt no remorse for killing Virgil and told Xion that she is a weapon. Xion was appalled at her actions. Xion was unable to accept what Cosmos declared and escaped from the Woglinde with Alan in the escape pod. Xion was rescued by a space cargo vessel, the Elsa, and met a boy named Chaos who possessed strange powers. In front of Xion, Chaos disintegrated a Gnosis just by touching it. She was surprised by his power, while Chaos silently smiled at her. Oh. The captain of the ship, Matthews, accepted Cosmos' high-handed request and headed for second Miltia with Xion and Alan. Meanwhile, the cyborg Ziggy was on a lone mission on the asteroid Pleroma by the request of the Galaxy Federation's Contact Subcommittee to retrieve the Kidnap 100 series prototype Reale and Momo from the UTIC organization. It's a lot of words. Momo was targeted by the UTIC commander Margulis due to the secret document known as the Y data that was embedded into her subconscious domain by Joachim Mizrahi. Ziggy was able to safely rescue her and escape Pleroma with a small vessel, but was pursued. While on their way to second Miltia, the Elsa detected Ziggy and Momo, who were under attack. They destroyed the UTIC organization's autotech and saved them. After conferring with Yuli Mizrahi, Ziggy and Momo stayed on board the Elsa to go to second Miltia. The B emote, that's good. Later, the Elsa rendezvoused with the Heavy-Owned ship, the Durandal, that was investigating the UTIC organization. Xion and the others met a boy named Junior, who was a member of the board, the directors of the special foundation known as the Kukai Foundation. The Kukai Foundation. Junior, with ties to Second Miltia government, understood the situation surrounding Momo and invited them to stay at the Kukai Foundation. They get a little respite at the colony, owned by the Kukai Foundation, courtesy of their representative director, Guinan Kukai. Margulis, who had been watching them, created a trap for the Foundation in order to obtain the Y data that lay dormant in Momo. By Margulis' scheme, the Foundation was surrounded by a Federation fleet on grounds of treason against the Federation. They were arrested and detained by the army, but they proved their innocence with the battle data recorded in Cosmos. They were safely released from the army, but Margulis had already ordered possession of Momo. The man in charge, Albedo Piazzolla, was a URTV, a bioweapon created during the Miltian conflict 15 years ago, and a man obsessed with Junior, another URTV like him. Albedo accepted Margulis' request and powered the Song of Nephilim, an invention of madness by Joachim Mizrahi in Miltian space. Albedo Pizza Pasta. Second Miltia and the Kukai Foundation were in danger from the swarm of Gnosis that appeared in Miltia space from the Song. Momo was kidnapped by Albedo and taken to the Song of Nephilim when she stayed behind to treat the injured. Junior was enraged when he found out that Momo had been taken. Xion used Cosmos' face cannon to force the Song of Nephilim to appear in real space. They successfully entered it and saved Momo while cornering Albedo. However, Albedo managed to escape when a mysterious cloaked individual known as Testament suddenly appeared before them. Albedo had gone mad and brought the massive factory Proto-Merkaba into existence, using the Y-data fragments he acquired from Momo. Albedo tried to destroy Second Miltia with Proto-Merkaba, which was powerful enough to take on the Gnosis. Xion and the others attempted to destroy Proto-Merkaba from the inside to stop its attack. They successfully destroyed the main reactor at its center, which had fused with the Gnosis, but after losing its power source, Proto-Merkaba started to slowly fall to Second Miltia. Albedo laughed at Junior and left. Good story, neat. Cosmos attempted to dismantle Proto-Merkaba from the inside to stop it devastating Second Miltia. She was successfully able to dismantle it, and Proto-Merkaba disintegrated into numerous fragments. However, unable to get out of Second Miltia's gravitational field, the Elsa started to fall out of control as well. The Elsa was engulfed in the high temperature of the atmospheric plasma. In order to save the Elsa, Cosmos exited the vessel to deploy her protective shield around the ship. Xion tried to stop her, but communication with her was cut off. Although her body was burned by the fictional heat, Cosmos deployed the shield. Frictional heat. Fictional heart. Although her body was burned by the frictional heat, Cosmos deployed the shield. As if responding to her powers, Chaos's fist started to glow. The two powers surrounded the Elsa as white wings. The Elsa emerged in the sunrise, and from the bridge, Xion saw Cosmos standing on the ship. That's episode 1. You're hearing it and understanding nothing. This is a recap. The conflict that had broken out in Miltia had already spread its flames of war across the entire planet. To destroy the source of the conflict, the UTIC organization, and to catch the organization's founder, Joachim Mizrahi, the Galaxy Federation executed its third descent operation against the UTIC headquarters of Labyrinthos. You know what we need? We need some background music. Hang on a minute. I've got. Is it this one? No, it's not. We'll just use Xenosaga music. What's the longest Xenosaga track that isn't the ending theme? This one. This'll do. Also sent in to neutralize the Zohar control system was the Federation's trump card, the URTVs, a Special Forces unit. Lieutenant General Helmer of the Galaxy Federation Special Operation Forces felt there was a danger in allowing contact between the URTV bioweapons and the Zohar control device. He independently put into action a secret plan to protect the URTVs. With the cooperation of Vector's CEO Wilhelm, Helmer sent in a new mobile weapon, the ES Asher, and entrusted its 2 pilots, Chaos and Kanan O'Brien, with the task of reaching Labyrinthos. The ES Asher made it through the fighting and descended to the city streets, but at the same time the Utic organization, pushed to desperation, activated the Song of Nephilim. The song sent the streets of Melchor into complete pandemonium. Kanan and Chaos found themselves under overwhelming attack from the Realians of Federation soldiers that had lost their minds. A single Federation Ames came to their rescue. Its pilot was none other than Shion Uzuki's older brother, Captain Jin Uzuki, of the Special Operations Military Intelligence Unit. Via a certain method, Jin had obtained information regarding the Miltian conflict and had been heading to Labyrinthos in order to analyze it. Learning that his objective was the same as Kanan and Chaos's, they traveled together to the Labyrinthos main terminal. Commander Margulis of the Utic organization appeared before them to settle the matters of the past that bound them deeply together. Jin and Margulis crossed swords, and it was cool. Jin barely managed to fight off Margulis, but was badly wounded himself. Judging that he could not continue his mission, he entrusted the data he had obtained into Kanan's memory, and bid them farewell. Later, the Berserk Zohar brought about a space-time anomaly that pulled Melchor into the abyss. Melchor was lost. Flashing forward 14 years from that event brings us to the present, DC 4767. After stopping the fall of Proto-Macabre, the Elsa landed safely on Second Melchor. Shion, Jr. and the others temporarily split up to attend to their respective tasks. Shion headed to Vector's 2nd R&D Division to turn over Cosmos. Jr. and the others headed for the UMN Control Center to analyze the Y data that slept within Momo. Finally free from their previous danger, Jr. and the others relaxed, but the mobile weapon team led by Pellegri attacked Momo once more. To protect Momo, the group ran into the city, but the enemy forces attacked them without hesitation, and their escape routes were cut off one by one. They were saved from their predicament by Kanan and the ES Asher. Meanwhile, Shion finished handing over Cosmos and was reunited with her brother in the city. Shion felt a mix of emotions upon unexpectedly seeing her brother again, and was unable to be honest about her feelings. The events of the Miltian conflict 14 years earlier had built a wall between them. The next day, with the cooperation of the Durandal crew, the analysis of the Y data began. As a representative of the contact subcommittee, Yuli arrived at the control center in order to be present at Momo's analysis procedure. Momo rejoiced at seeing Julie again. I'm going to say Julie now, but Julie held a complex mix of emotions regarding Momo, who had been constructed in the image of her late daughter. Julie welcomed the arrival of Junior's group, but she was unable to hide her troubled feelings toward Momo, the Realian girl who viewed Julie as her mother. The analysis procedure was expected to go smoothly, but a trap set by Albedo was triggered, and the Y data began to leak out. Julie and the others tried to prevent the exposure of the data, but their desperate efforts proved futile, and the Y data continued to leak out. Observing the situation from the depths of her own consciousness, Momo shattered her own mind to sever the external link, stop the data flow, and protect Julie and Joachim's legacy. But her action had a great cost, and all of Momo's functions shut down. Julie's desperate treatment barely managed to prevent Momo's complete shutdown, but her mind had been shattered and her consciousness would not return. Shion and Alan were at the 2nd R&D Division when they received a message from Junior telling them of Momo's dire situation. They hurried to the control center. Let's do it again. Shion joined up with Junior and the others, and together they attempted to dive into Momo's subconscious domain to recover her mind. The world into which they dove turned out to be the memories of Sakura, the daughter of Joachim and Yuli, after whom Momo had been modeled. In the world of Momo's subconscious domain, Junior re-experienced his memories of when he had been part of the URTV forces, his first meeting with Sakura, the days of training with Albedo and Negredo. A flood of memories drove Junior's heart into greater and greater disarray. Finally, Albedo appeared before Junior and tormented him over his betrayal of his comrades. Junior exploded with anger toward Albedo for hurting Momo and was unable to control his red dragon power. I've not heard it called that yet. Seeing the two brothers, Junior and Albedo, fighting each other, their own flesh and blood, Momo began to resonate with Sakura's consciousness, which had been sleeping within Momo's own subconscious domain and finally awoke. But that, in fact, had been Albedo's true objective. With the awakening of Momo's consciousness, the Y data leaked out and Albedo finally obtained what he had sought for so long. With the Y data in hand, Albedo restored the passage to Old Miltia, unlocking the sealed-away planet to accomplish his personal objective. Upon learning of the disturbance in Miltian space and the restoration of Old Miltia, the immigrant fleet, as well as the Galaxy Federation government, began invasion operations to recover the original Zohar that lay on Miltia. Miltian space was in disarray, filled with a multitude of hopes and ambitions. To quell the chaos, Second Miltian government representative Helmer commissioned the Kukai Foundation to guard the Zohar. Junior and the others accepted Helmer's request and, together with Jin and Kanan, put into action a plan to reach Old Miltia in the Elsa. Meanwhile, with the declaration of a state of emergency in Miltian space, Xian was called back to Vector's headquarters, the Damarung. Nephilim appeared before her once again to fulfill her promise to Febroni as Xian stole the spacecraft Dina from the Damarung's hangar and headed for Miltia with Alan. On their way to Miltia, Xian and Alan were suddenly attacked by unidentified mobile weapons and found themselves in a hopeless situation against their overwhelming power. To save Xian, Cosmos once again started up under her own will. With the power of Cosmos in the Dinah, Xian and Alan escaped their predicament and met up with the Elsa on its mission. The two groups joined forces. After landing on Miltia, the party fought off the Utic organization's persistent attacks and headed straight for Labyrinthos. When they arrived at its core, they saw the original Zohar before them, as well as Udu, its control system with Febronia's systems attached inside. The twisted forms of Cecily and Kath were being kept alive by a mere part of the system. Xian reacted with shock at the sight. The leader of the immigrant fleet, Patriarch Sergius, appeared before them and declared that all of this was for the sake of Ormus's rule. He then used the system to activate the Zohar. There was no way to stop the Zohar besides destroying the system, but that meant the death of Febronia's sisters. As Xian was overwhelmed with despair, the image of Febronia once again spoke gently to her. Xian understood Febronia's words and ordered Cosmos to destroy the system to free Febronia's system from their curse. Sisters. But even destroying the system did not stop the Zohar, and the Patriarch brought about the revival of Proto-Omega. The Omega system appeared, destroying Miltia. The Galaxy Federation fleet was wiped out, completely helpless against Omega's overwhelming destructive power. To destroy this giant system, Xian and the others penetrated the Omega using the Elsa. The party faced off against the Patriarch in the center of Omega. Then, Albedo appeared before them. Albedo tried to take the Zohar from the Patriarch, but he was defeated by the Proto-Omega's overwhelming power and faded away into nothingness. Junior was filled with rage at seeing his other half killed before his eyes, but, faced with the fearsome power that the Patriarch had obtained, could do nothing but watch. The Patriarch laughed at them, calling them nothing more than insects, and moved to destroy Second Miltia to demonstrate his godlike power. Suddenly, however, Proto-Omega shut down. The Testament appeared before the bewildered Patriarch. To retrieve the Zohar from the Patriarch, the Testaments destroyed him along with Proto-Omega. Xian's group was confused as to the Testament's intent. The Testaments ignored the party completely and revived Albedo, allowing him to finally fulfill his wish of contacting Udu, because apparently that's a fucking thing they could do. The space-time anomaly brought about by the contact of Albedo and Udu swallowed up Miltian space and began to slowly spread out throughout the cosmos. To settle things with Albedo, Junior set out alone into space-time anomaly. The sad conflict between brothers was resolved with the destruction of Albedo. The Kirschwasser's gently nestled up to Albedo's lingering consciousness as it gradually dissipated. With his cherished desire fulfilled, Albedo faded away in satisfaction. Though it had only been for a brief moment, Junior had been able to touch his heart. He quietly looked on as Albedo, his brother, and his other half passed on. The space-time anomaly receded. The original Zohar that drifted at its center was swallowed by a giant Gnosis, Abel's Ark, and was once again lost. In his office on board the Damarung, Wilhelm watched over the events. Chaos quietly but firmly made his intentions clear to Wilhelm. Hearing his words, Wilhelm merely smiled. And that is where we are right now. Little bit long, but that's the introduction to Xenosaga Episode 3. And I reckon we've got a good hour in us. So why don't we start? Unlocked a special feature for Xenosaga Episode 3 by loading Episode 2 clear data. Shion's Vector Uniform. By this point, we're pretty much pure Yuki Kajiura, so this soundtrack's gonna be fucking banging all the way through. It's actually fucking horrific, yeah. His mother became as a Gnosis. And I think that was the guy that constricted Cosmos. I think he grew up to be that guy. That's the cross that Cosmos was found on inside the mainframe sort of memory encephalon dive version in the first game.
Looks like things are going smoothly.
Oh, this is slick.
You're as friendly as ever.
Look, they're color-coded.
Well, you sure are pulling out the big guns. Do we really need this thing?
The space-time anomaly 15 years ago took place in an incomplete fashion.
Power Rangers.
We must correct the errors.
So, you knew all along, huh? You're one scary guy. I bet you can't wait to see the look on her face when she finally knows everything.
Man, I'm playing a new RPG in the Xenosaga franchise. It's very exciting.
So, this is our princess?
The only thing I know about this game is the existence of Tielos.
She smells good.
Nah, that's weird. Don't say that.
I've fallen in love already.
You're sniffing corpses now. Ooh. Dinah.
Miyuki, you didn't tell me that they had macrophages deployed. What the hell have you been doing?
Take it easy. I checked it out the best I could. It's not my fault. Look, Shion. 3 more interceptors just appeared out of nowhere.
Then concentrate on supporting me instead of making excuses.
Yeah, this looks like they mashed the first 2 games together. This looks fucking 1,000 times better. That's the Xion character design that should have been in the second game.
Doctus.
Doctus. Is she in the Matrix?
Yeah,
Oh, it's Kanan. That's a cool mech. It looks like a Pokemon. Swish. Vector.
That was incredible, Kanan. The way you maneuvered that Ames was unbelievable.
We don't have time for that kind of thing, Miyuki. Has anything come up on the scanner yet?
Seem to remember the costume design's got an upgrade too. Well, apparently they gave us the Vector uniform back from the first game.
You understand what we're after
as well.
A considerable threat to Vector. I'd appreciate
Yeah, that looks like Xion, but like less goofy than Game 1 and less realistic than Game 2. That's perfect.
All right, fine. Why is everyone picking on me?
I feel like in the second game they just made different characters almost, and then called them the same thing.
Well, is this it, Miyuki?
Confirming coordinates. Yep, perfect. No doubt about it. This is Vector's S-line division.
I wonder what the combat's going to be
Then
like
the
in
top
this one.
secret data we want is just ahead.
I'll handle backup. You three take care of the rest.
You're not gonna help, Doctus?
Dorctus.
Don't depend on others to do everything for you.
Usus magister est optimus.
Fuck you call me? Doctus is hot, yo.
Hurry.
She just fucking pieces out in a cool robot. Kanan's model is like the same.
As far from here as possible when our pursuit arrives.
You know, I thought this in the second game. I thought Kanan looked like better than everyone else a little bit. Maybe they were just like, yeah, we'll make a model for the third game and just use it in a bit part in the first one, in the second one.
I know.
Save points are the same. That's cool. I forgot to tell you, but in order to successfully carry out this mission, I made a note of the information you should know ahead of time. Please access the database. The database is located here. Ooh, please access the tutorial. So we already went through all that shit. From the end of episode 2 to the present. Half a year since the destruction of the planet Miltia was brought about by the almost patriarch Sergius. Right, someone went back from the future and was like, you have to use this model. The one you made in the original timeline was mocked for the rest of days. Yes. The Gnosis phenomenon occurring in star systems throughout the Galaxy Federation was accelerating its rate of expansion, and more than 30% of all solar systems had suffered devastating damage. The Galaxy Federation government and autonomous states viewed this situation as critical and made advancement of the grand anti-Gnosis Zohar project their highest priority. By the way, the Gnosis were not very heavily featured in the second game either. They were like all the rage in game 1, and there were a couple in the second game, and then the Ark shows up right at the end. The Contract Subcommittee too were frantically dealing with the situation. It was at this time... Wait, what the fuck? How far are we going here? It was at this time that an incident occurred in which planet's major cities were attacked by Gnosis. Right. Localized Gnosis phenomena had been observed numerous times before this point, but this incident differed in a significant way. The damage was always centered around a specific urban area, almost as if an intelligent factor were at work. These events would later come to be called Gnosis terrorism. Julie Mizrahi of the Contact Subcommittee commissioned the Kukai Foundation to investigate. The mission would be undertaken by Junior, Jin, and company. Jin visited the site of an attack where he encountered a girl calling herself Nephilim. Oh. Jin has met Nephilim. Shortly thereafter, their path was blocked by Doctus, an agent of the mysterious Scientia organization. Okay, more words. Believing the girl to be involved in the incident in some way, Jin drove off Doctus and turned over the girl to the custody of the subcommittee. So Nephilim is a physical being now. The science people, yes. The Scientia. The Science People Organization. It's silly. The Contact Subcommittee's examination revealed that the girl was a special type of Realian. In addition, they detected in her brainwaves the same wave pattern data as given off by Lemegeton. It was a program created to analyze the Zohar during the era when Lost Jerusalem existed. Oh, so Nephilim is a Realian thing. Okay. That program, however, had fragmented during the Miltian conflict. It was scattered throughout the UMN in the form of Lemegeton fragments. Lemegeton fragments. More words. As Jin's group continued their investigation of the girl in Lemegeton, they discovered that the series of attacks was being caused by a man named Grimoire. But the Gnosis under Grimoire's control attacked the Contact Subcommittee lab where the girl was being protected. Yuli and the girl were trapped in the occupied lab. Yuli sent a message to Shion Uzuki, chief of Vector's first R&D division, requesting rescue. Shion accepted Yuli's request and, together with Cosmos, stormed the lab. This is like fanfiction. Shion's group succeeded in suppressing the Gnosis and rescuing Yuli, but the girl was captured by Grimoire. Okay. Working together with doctors who had been searching for Grimoire, Jin and Shion finally discovered Grimoire's location, but Shion learned that thanks English, UMN, Vector, and her own father had been involved in the incident. To uncover Grimoire's true nature and to rescue the captured girl, Shion resolved to break into a region of the UMN that was under special Vector control. With the help of Scientia, Jin's group, and the girl herself, the incident finally drew to a close. But learning of Vector and her father's involvement in the incident weighed heavily on Shion's heart. Unable to endure her emotions any longer, she finally left Vector. Yeah, I think what this might be is something that was probably explored when they released Xenosaga 1 and 2 for the DS, which was like a rebuild of the story of the first two games, but in a different style. And there's a bunch of other shit going on here. We've got, you know, characters. I won't bore you all with this forever, because I would happily read all this stuff. Oh, what did she say to us? Who's this Magister Est Optimus? Practice makes perfect. Uh-huh. She frequently speaks in Latin. There you go. A remote-controlled type android controlled by the real Doctus by projecting her consciousness into its artificial brain to manipulate the body. Her real location is top secret. It's Katesith. Doctus is Katesith. Okay, good. And we know who Miyuki is. She made our big stupid punch arm. Cultural. Oh man, I love all this shit. I'm gonna read all this at some point. Yeah. But like I love stuff like this. Like it's there if you want it. You don't have to read it. But that was a make or break for me with Final Fantasy XIII. It turned that game into something wonderful for me because the super high concept sci-fi stuff is all in that. In the menus. You can miss a lot of that game from not reading it. And I understand why most people wouldn't bother. So there you are. New information is automatically added to the database. You should check it out frequently. I will, Miyuki. Not bad. You actually came prepared. I know. Actually, I wanted to add a lot more data files to it, but I didn't think even you could process all of them, so I stopped. I'll send the rest to you after this mission is over. There's quite a few, so I'll send them in chunks. Thanks. I wonder if Momo's still gonna have like a telephone call dialogue whenever I try to heal people. Okay, can we steppy? Yo, what is this jazz song? Hell yeah. See, I don't remember this track either, but then I don't think I've comprehensively memorized the Xenosaga 3 OST. I wonder if they did the same thing where they got another composer to do level bits and never released it. That'd be some shit, wouldn't it? Don't crash. Perfect. The downscaling still works on those. Okay, this actually looks great with the upscaling. I can't go any further. It's probably faster to just destroy this than to find another route. Let me guess, press square. Weird mechanic, but I'm glad they kept it. It's fun. Fuck you! Whoa, listen. It's a loud game. Hang on a minute. Just realized I had my limiter on for you guys, which is great, but it's fucking loud for me. There's 2 breakable objects. They've added a switch function. I just noticed that these guys are in my battle party. Interesting. I guess I need to I need to get each key plate into the correct socket in order to disengage the security. Ah, we still have daft, nonsensical puzzles. That's wonderful too. I better think about the order I'll destroy the objects. I guess the console will allow me to reset it even if I mess it up. What are we doing here? The 10-2 soundtrack was all kinds of bad. It was cool. This is totally off the rails. Alright, let's keep going. I'm just curious about... Okay. So we've got the Vector uniform that gives us a straight stat upgrade. Look at our brake limit, just goes right up. And... look at that! OG Xion. That's fucking great. Love it, but I'm gonna take it off just so that we see some of this new costume a little bit, and you know, that's so cool. I'm excited about this game. I feel like it's gonna be all the best parts of the first 2 games. Hey y'all. This is a segment address. I guess they exist even here, but I can't open this without the decoder associated with it. Oh well, it's true. But I can register segment address 8. What's in here? Oh, that seems like I'm supposed to go there. I'm not gonna go there. There was a write-off. Happy Friday. Wait. Now this seems like a place I'm supposed to be. What the heck? Okay. Let's just scooty over here. Yeah, fuck it up, Xion. Ooh. Analyze ball. Especially if you have a limp. Xion, would you kindly stop destroying millions of dollars worth of ornaments? Xion doesn't give a fuck about your ornaments. She's been, like, flip-kicking expensive scientific equipment to death since the first game. So this is the last security checkpoint for Sector 1. According to Miyuki, the security is disengaged by color input. Of course it is. Because everything here in this world is a puzzle. No, don't reset. I want to know what this is. What do we do? Simon Says? What are we doing here? Wait. Oh. Elaborate. Could have just made a bridge. But okay. Nah. Let's go back. I wanna have a look downstairs. So here's the thing. I said it when I first started playing Xenosaga series that I wanted to do all of them this year, and I'm doing that now. But I also said that it was a game that I had played once and thought about nearly every other day since. Like, it's just always been on my mind how good that game is in some respects. And even so, I'd only played it that one time. That's been a formative part of everything that I've kind of loved in sci-fi and anime and all that shit since I was a kid. This being a new Xenosaga game that I have not yet played, that seems to be like a culmination of everything that came before it, is a very real chance that by the end of this I'm going to have a new favourite RPG. And that's exciting. Ooh. Hey, it was a loop! Estoy looping. I love that. Yeah, me too. I love it when you play an RPG that you've never played and then it just turns out to be fucking amazing. And then you just remember it really fondly. Like, Omori was like that. Even though it was depressing as hell, I remember it really well. And I'm glad I played it. I'm glad I went out on a limb and just bought a random game and it turned out to be great. Scarlet Nexus as well, I just bought that randomly and that was good too. Oh, Longshion! I already want to corrupt this. This is Sector 2. They've got guard systems set up from here on. Lurkin. Okay. I'm just testing the... Yep. The states. Right. Combat. Yeah. The games that bring you joy. I'm not gonna lie, Fem, I was watching the Direct at 4 this morning and going, Rune Factory 5 came, I was like, oh, Fem will enjoy that. And yeah, it was only a little thing, but it means it's happening, right? There's a guard system! I wonder if Shion's still OP with electronic devices. No time for being a coward, I better get in contact to destroy it before it notices me. I'm telling you, man, she's a liability. Miyuki's got the fucking... The first one that she gave to Shion in the first game, the big red stupid hand thing that she invented, she's now using, and Shion has the one from the second game that was the second version that Miyuki created. That's a nice touch. It would have been better to have a more than a reel, yeah. Maybe they'll do a big trailer sometime soon. We're definitely still on Yuki Kajiura, I can tell. You can confirm the character turn order with the icons in the upper left of the screen. Characters take turns starting from the left, same as before. Yeah, biological machine gnosis. For a more detailed explanation, please view the tutorial in the databases. So what are we doing here? We seem to have lost... We've still got the boost bar. We've got status changes. We've got our boosts. We no longer have the roulette of critical and boost and all that stuff. We've got Medica. Is that called a Zex? Yeah, VMP Zex. I wonder if that's a Gundam reference. It feels like they've, Alright, Echo Chamber. It feels like... I know this is the first battle and they're going to introduce more shit, but I feel like they realized that they took the cool systems from the first game, made them way too, like, leaned into it way too much on the second one, and then they ended up with slow-ass combat. And now I feel like they're pulling it back to more of a traditional RPG, theory your characters, magic, attack, whatever sort of thing. Which is not entirely a bad thing. I guess we'll see how it goes. But yeah, the combat in the second game, while it was interesting, was a real slog at times. It was a bit of a buzzkill. When you're like enjoying the pace of the story and then you get into a fight just going through a corridor and it takes 6 minutes. You guys have reminded me, I need to download the demo for that Heart of Cards, was it? Or whatever that Yoko Taro card RPG is. Because that apparently released yesterday. Remover. There's some big steppies. Seems pretty cool. Yeah, it looks alright. Alright, Expedition of Boost. Using boost increases a character's number of turns at the cost of 1 unit of boost count. Yes. When you cause damage, the gauge, it fills. Yeah, we know how to get boost. Holding down, blah blah blah. We know how to do boost. Characters can use special attacks by consuming boost. This is new. Attack type special attacks gain levels after multiple uses, enabling them to do more damage. So the more we use our specials, the better they get, kind of like the limit breaks in Final Fantasy VII. The more you use them, the more you unlock. If you finish off an enemy with a special attack, a finished strike will occur and the experience points, skill points and credits gained will be increased by 1.5 times. Oh! So rather than the real, they realised that when you're doing the real, nobody cares about crit or ether or whatever. We only care about boost to make the fight quicker and skill points to finish it. Now, they just streamline the whole thing by saying, fuck all that. If you boost, you can use a special attack. If you use that to finish the fight, you get the big bonus. Easy peasy. No longer am I going, oh, I want to boost, but I can't because I'm already on the track and I can't do that unless I have the skill that I can't unlock. Whatever. Yeah, the UI is clean too. So, I can't do this. I need boost level 2 to be able to do Break Bash. So, let's start by getting a boost, and now Miyuki's turn. She should... No, she doesn't have. But we can build another boost up. Perhaps? Oh, that's interesting. They tell us all about boosts, but we're not really able to use it. I boosted Xion. That means she has 2 attacks in a row. Now? Okay, that'll take some getting used to. Yeah, I think I needed to have 2 boost bars and then use the bars to do the special. But that tutorial was about using boost to get a turn advantage. Which is why it didn't set me up to be able to do the former, but that's okay. This will be about back attacks. Jesus Christ, Xion. She's a wrecking machine. Fuck your greenhouse. Scooty. Whoa, some good scooties in this game. Acquired 300 Ga. What is G? I don't think it's gold. No, it's not Gil. Coming into contact with an enemy from behind will result in a back attack. Also, I think we carried over our boost gauge from the previous battle. That's also cool. Crit rate increases when you do back attacks. Standard. And we get advantage. I wonder if they kept the card game from 2. The card game was in 1, and I really hope they did. 2 didn't even have that shit. It didn't have any like mini games in the menu like the first one had. But it had the side quests instead. I love the card game. It was dumb, but being able to spend all your hard-earned gold or whatever on your hard-earned on on playing cards, it's just like real life. Right, now we have 2 boost bars. Xian should be able to do her special attack. That was nicely set up. Yep. FS skill points. Acquired heat? Was that a skill? Newly acquired shows you equipment that hasn't been used yet. That's cool. Yeah, so Ether, that was the lightning bolt. So somebody acquired an Ether skill called Heat. That was Kanan. Set the target for all enemies to self. So enmity. Good. Analyze. Nice. Good thing to get early on. Maybe the combat will be less confusing now as well, because analyzing the enemies for weaknesses was less a case of finding the weaknesses and more a case of saying, do I use Ziggy or Momo in the previous game. Alright. Yeah, hexagons. Super hexagons. Okay. Nice. Yeah, we're like on a giant board game. I like this sound effect, this is good. Update file 1, database update. What does that mean? Privileged vector data placed inside SVH, so we get all this stuff. I guess update files give us just a bunch of stuff to read up on. Oh yeah, I'm gonna read that. I'll be like a lore expert on Xenosaga 3. Right, we want to get rid of that guy, and I think Kanan is the strongest, so let's start by yeetusing this dude. I wish downloading stuff and opening files had RPG sound effects, it'd be more fun. It would. I'm sure we can arrange that somehow. Actually, I wanted to mention a thing. I use this piece of software that I often forget that I have. But I noticed it yesterday in the taskbar and I was like, oh yeah, I have that.
It'll only take 3 minutes.
And it's a thing called Quick Look. And I recommend everyone who has Windows 10 goes on the Microsoft Store and downloads Quick Look. Because what Quick Look does is basically if you're in a folder and you're looking at an image or a MP3 or a video, anything, you just press spacebar and it loads it up. It's like it's like super preview. It's amazing. And yeah, I use it so much that I forgot that it wasn't a part of Windows. And it seems to just support like most file formats as well, which is really great. Lightning Blast, Lunar Blade. Oh, we got Lunar Blade? Oh, she's already got her cool ninja move. This really is a return to form. This is like, hey guys, Xenosaga 2 was cool and all, but let's pick Xenosaga 1, 2. Yo, that was cool. Yeah, she has the Miyuki's invention, which can do all kinds of shit. Including that. I said it before, but Miyuki's using the version that Xion actually has in the first game. Which is more of an explosive thing, and the second version of it that Xion has right now, which is in the second game, is more of a lightning thing, so it's nice little throwback. Isn't it weird that we're starting this game with weird hexagon world when this is normally what you expect from sort of an end of an RPG? I'm looking at you, Star Ocean, till the end of time, when you gave me that fucking eternal spiral tower that went on forever, that was made out of weird yellow circles. There we go. Tired hexagons, wired hexagons at the start. What if you fought the last boss at the start? And then work your way backwards, slowly getting weaker as the game goes on. I can probably come back here in an Encephalon dive, but since it's the start of the game, I kind of want to get all the items. You play that game? Yeah, I'd play that game. Reverse RPG. You start at level 99 and you level down over the course of the game. It's like Final Fantasy 11. Where are we going, Treebeard? Let's go back, get the item. I will say this hexagon platforms world is a little sticky. Oh, do I really have to go all the way back there? Oh my god. It's worth it. In a way, it's kind of a good way of getting used to movement. I wonder if it's intentional. The jazz is rad. I'm gonna have to listen to the soundtrack later and see if it's on there or if it's another one of those missing songs. Nice. Revive him. When you want to revive him, use revive him. Oh, look at that! That's beautiful. Just send us straight back. Oh, shortcuts. That pleases me. It pleases me greatly. Let's go. Alright, we already went up here. This is where we activated all the extra bullshit. Just double checking. Yep, okay. Now we go up the wizard steps. Xian's massive footsteps. Where are we? By the way, I thought I was in a building. Okay. Whoa, this is fucking cool. This is like Ghost in the Shell hacking. I'll have to go through Sector 4 to get to the main server room. There's no turning back. It's a guard system again. Might as well use the trap that I just got. What? Oh! So you use them now instead of throwing them on the ground. That's curious. The traps give you boost bars and stuff. If you enter battle while the trap is in effect, you'll receive a boost bonus, increasing your boost count by up to 3. If you touch an enemy while they are caught in a trap, you'll have the initiative. So, again, before there were different kinds of traps that either gave you boost bar or initiative. Now it seems like they just do both if you use the trap and then run into them. That's good damage. Oh, please look cool. Okay. It's not quite as silly as the OG Lunar Blade, but it is number 1.
No problem.
Alright. Database update. That's probably from the enemy or the skill. These guys.
Don't underestimate me.
So here's what I'm going to do. Attack. Attack. And then... special. Finish strike, which means we get a bonus. And we get, yeah, FS bonus 2. So it doubles the skill points and the XP that we get. Oh no, it doesn't. It adds 50%. And we can still do the whole party leader thing. But not with extra characters. Okay. And the skill line is our skill tree that we don't have access to yet. 3 minutes exactly. They still have silly voice lines, okay? How does Analyze look? Very quick. So, good, average, good. Maru Sankaku. Oh, it's weak, strong, null. Okay. So they're weak to... what do we got here? I guess... fire, ice... electric, ether... that makes sense. And then whatever that is. I guess we'll figure that out as we go on. Actually, Miyuki's looking a little banged up there.
Ether drive.
Oh, nice.
Ether drive.
Wait. It did curse some memory on Miyuki. Not my intention.
Ether drive.
Ether drive.
Ether drive! The casting is a lot quicker, which is nice. Everything took a long time in previous games.
Not a challenge.
Shion, take care of the rest.
Boost Xion, and then use Xion to finish the combat for a bonus. Got it. Let's go. Oh look, this is how we place traps. Move. And you can skip the celebrations too, if you want. Bam! Move. We made it. Now's the hard part. Excuse me? We in the sky now? Vector S-Line Division. So we don't work for Vector anymore, but I guess we're going in to lift the stuff that we want from Vector. This is Yumas Mundus Network as well.
Second Miltia main server room ahead. Access to the main server is currently restricted. All security must be disengaged in order to log in.
It's a good thing they have one of those weird physical security systems where you just teleport around and press buttons.
Disengaging secondary security.
Oh. That's new. Okay. So just,
Disengaging secondary security.
This isn't intimidating in the slightest. Why are we in the sky?
Disengaging primary security.
Did we just assemble a boss? What's going on?
Logging into the main server.
Cubes. It's a holodeck. Yeah. I mean, this is a cool server room. Teleport. We made it to Sector 5 main server room. I wonder how much information is processed here, but it's the only local server for Miltia space. What exactly is the UMN that's laid out throughout the star cluster. And why does it say number 6 when it's number 5? Oh, the current mission objective is to acquire the top secret data. Let's access it through that terminal. I don't understand. UMN is basically the intergalactic internet.
Miyuki, keep watch.
Miyuki looks so much like Shion sometimes that I get confused.
Kanan, please start the data backup.
I'm already on it. Don't screw up, now that we've made it this far.
I know. But will this really expose Vector's crimes?
Miyuki, do you understand what this UMN really is?
It's a wide area network system or something, right?
A wide area information network system with non-local connections. Its characteristics enable warp travel and light speed communication.
An exemplary answer. But do you think that's really all there is to it?
What do you mean?
A wide area network that connects our star cluster. But who built it and when?
Oh.
Who established the gate jump columns? For that matter, what division of Vector even handles the base theory development?
It's,
Exactly. No one knows, because no one established it or built it. It was already there. We just use it as if we invented it.
That's nothing more than your own conjecture.
This could be, this could be one of those products of Lost Jerusalem.
I'll give you credit for your vivid imagination, but you have no proof.
he's right. Don't you think you're jumping to conclusions?
I hope so. If I'm wrong, everyone can live in peace. But we need to make sure. We need to know what they intend to accomplish with the UMN. What their ultimate goal is.
Huh? Shion, there's something weird.
Something? I've told you time and again to make precise reports.
Well, there's a strange fluctuation in the particle flow. It started about 300 seconds ago. Looks like a fractal pattern. I think someone or something's trying to interfere with us.
Is it a pursuit craft or the cyber surveillance system?
No. There hasn't been any physical contact from macrophages. And there's no sign that our jamming of the surveillance network has been broken. It's like someone's watching. No, studying us.
Studying us? Who? Why?
There's no way for me to tell.
How's that data coming?
Just a little more.
Hurry! It's dangerous to stay here much longer.
Oh. Should that be red? Reverse the polarity of the neutron flow. Oh!
Shion, I think it's a little too late for that now.
I feel like I'm playing such a high quality game. It's great. Oh, hello. I appreciate that all but their butts are protected.
Don't underestimate me!
You gotta be able to, like, you know, squat if you need to. Explanation of brake target control. Beneath each character's name is their brake gauge. When a character is hit by attacks, brake damage accumulates on the gauge. At 100%, the character enters the limit break. Oh, break. It's the opposite. And is unable to act for 2 turns, so this is like a stamina gauge kind of system. Can't act, can't boost, can't evade or defend. Choosing a target to attack some enemies aim for party members with low health, putting the party in a dangerous situation. Enemy target patterns exist. So take action freely, aim for characteristics with low HP, aim for break, aim for healers. and that's why we use heat. So I'm guessing if I was to analyze, I'm gonna use it, but I'm guessing if I were to analyze this enemy, it would say, hey, it's got this type. Okay, interesting. Let's do it. Gnosis target. Okay, so target equals question mark. That's probably going to tell me what kind of person it targets. It's got a lot of health. Oh, we broke it. It's got like stars around its head now. Fuck it up. Right, we want to finish it with one of the special moves, ideally. God, this is so quick. This is a real breath of fresh air after the second game, which was the slowest combat ever. Alright, we're on triple boost, so we might as well use this. I'm gonna use Lightning Blast after we break it. Okay, Kanan is almost broken. Boost Miyuki. Lightning Blast. Boost Kanan. Jackal again. Whoa, the damage! Yeah. Oh, we re-broke it? Okay, that's a thing you can do, that's great. I guess because Lightning Blast keeps hitting it. Oh, the crits. Occasional crits. That's good. Oh, damn. Okay. He's nearly broken. I think we've got one more good hit in, and then we can switch back to Xion. There it is. Finish strike.
Okay, good job.
Much swifter. Beautiful. Medical roll. Nice.
My name's Kanan. You should remember that by now.
Sorry, didn't mean to hurt your feelings. I don't waste brain power on trivial things.
I like her like weird LED hair accessory.
Hold on tight. Wait, what? Xion?
Oh no! That is not a combat position. Unless we're like Darling in the Franks. Excuse me?
No. Don't shoot. Miyuki! Hurry up! Disconnect now!
Hmm. We go on the beach. Getting straight in with the Xenosaga tradition of having bikini episode, I guess. Why not?
That one was a little too close for comfort.
Swimwear DLC.
Are you alright, Shion? Whoa, you look pretty sexy.
Miyuki,
That's
you're starting
inappropriate in
to
the
sound
workplace.
like a dirty old man.
Called out.
Well, we completed our mission.
Although someone made it more complicated than it should have been.
Oh, come on, Shion. I promise it won't happen again.
Anyway, how's the data? Don't tell me we lost it in the end.
It's fine. The backup completed with 0.002 nanoseconds to spare.
Good.
Wow. Really?
Not bad. Former chief of Vector's 1st Division. You and your brother are both good.
The translation method was sloppy and a bit lagging, but thanks to you, we made it.
I'm going to start analyzing the backed up data. I'll let you know if I find anything, along with that other thing you asked.
Thanks.
Start the data transfer, Realian.
It's Kanan. You seem to have a defect in your memory.
It's Kanan O'Brien.
Errare humanum est.
To err is human.
Shion, you weren't mad, are you?
Shion's always mad.
No, everything turned out all right. I don't make a habit of fussing over details.
Oh, good.
No, it's not good. I'm sending you text on basic structure later, and I want you to answer them.
Aw, again?
It's not Liam O'Brien.
Your method is unable to adapt to
I don't think it's Liam O'Brien.
during assembly.
I don't actually know if it's Liam O'Brien or not. Maybe it is. I call him Kanan O'Brien because he looks a little bit like Conan O'Brien. Your method is unable to adapt the language because you skip the basics during assembly.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Sounds
Shion,
like him.
is what we
I
are
could never
doing
tell.
really okay?
You're asking me now? You're the one who demanded we let you help.
I mean, well, what we're doing is a crime.
Yes, but that was before the Gnosis terrorism.
Now it's a good crime.
We know that the Gnosis phenomenon is symbiotically linked to the UMN. So the UMN, as it stands now, is dangerous. Just like Dr. said, Gnosis may not have been called by Professor Mizrahi and the UTIC organization, or even the immigrant fleet, but rather Vector, the constructor of the UMN.
Hmm.
If that's true, there may be an ulterior motive in Cosmos' development as well.
Is that why you're having Scientia investigate the Miltian conflict? Because your father might have been involved?
I don't know for certain, but I think someone has to do something. And I don't want Cosmos to suffer.
Shion, you still can't forget about her? You quit the company without any hesitation, so I thought you'd be over it by now.
It takes a lot of courage to renounce everything you've worked for.
Anyway, if there's any developments over here, I'll let you know.
Right. But
It's
be
Steve
careful.
Bloom. Ah.
You're in more danger than the rest of us since you are where
Of course
you
it is.
are.
It's PS2. Yes, he's in all the games.
Oh, Shion, stop trying to scare me.
To be honest though, the voice cast in these games, like, if it was an anime around this time in the 2000s, they probably ended up in a Xenosaga game at some point. It has a lot of voice actors that we would recognize from back then.
Nephilim, you're still...
Tara's strong, no doubt. Yeah, probably.
That's happening a lot lately. I wonder if I'm just worn out.
It's the stress, Xion. The stress of piloting a Gundam in a bikini. I wonder... You can actually just override it with the Vector uniform as well, but, you know. I'd rather surprise myself with Pearlware by coming back to this game after a month and forgetting. It's called a heat stroke. I need a save point. There's a save point. Yeah, so consider that a prequel teaser to the first, or one of two games I guess I'll be playing after October has happened. But that's it for me tonight. It's been a long one, going on 5 hours, so yeah. Thanks for coming along. I hope those of you that were with us for The Matrix enjoyed The Matrix, and those of you that were with us for the end of Xenosaga 2 enjoyed Xenosaga 2, and those that were with me for the start of Xenosaga 3 are as excited as I am to come back to this. But I'm not streaming tomorrow, I'm not available. My next one is on Wednesday next week. That'll be the last stream before Halloween stuff, and it will be probably I Am Fish. However, I'm also streaming on Sunday with my brothers in the VOT. We are doing Dream Daddy voiced as an extra life incentive. So, you know, look forward to that. But I'm really sleepy, so I'm gonna go now.